everyone for coming this evening. It's nice to see so many faces here. Can you hear me?
That's
yes.
better.
So I'll start by thanking Yona for inviting me to join the team, and it's really been a pleasure working with you, and I feel very grateful for these opportunities to curate. I'd like to also thank my team, Richard and Joel. This happens a lot. Richard and Joel. I'd like to thank you publicly for being so welcoming, and it's really been a pleasure working as a team and learning so much from both of you. I also don't primarily work with comics, but I'll share my interest recently was definitely peaked when I heard Joel talk about the history and the very, very rich history that is embedded in this medium. I'd also like to mention all the participating artists. They definitely deserve their due credit, so I'll just list them so you know their names when you see them in the galleries. Shai Charka, Howard Chaikin, Leela Corman, Jessica Deutsch, Eliza Doneth, Dorit Jordan Dotan, Josh Edelglass, Zev Engelmeyer, Liana Fink, Stuart Immerman, Miriam Katin, Jack Kirby, Scott Koblish, Michael Karasti, Yona Lavery, Miriam Levicki, Sarah Lightman, Rutu Modan, Archie Rand, Ariel Schrag, Liat Shalom, Joel Silverstein, Dove Smiley, Joshua Stolman, Arthur Schick, Deborah Ugaritz, Ellie Valley, Julian Volage, JT Waldman, David Wander, Elle Weisner, and Ephraim Wench. As you can see, there are a lot of artists in the show, which is very, very exciting as a curator to work with a variety of artists. And with that said, I would like to mention a few closing notes. I'd like you to just think about for a minute the relationship between image and text. I mean, we're the people of the book, so text has been in our blood for a very long time. And for me, I think image and text the two have been married since ancient times, since hieroglyphics were being used. And it goes all the way until today with Instagram. I mean, that's how we communicate today. We really, really use image and text, and they're really intertwined in a very, very interesting and exciting way. And I think it's very, very exciting, and like everyone has been saying tonight, this exhibition is really groundbreaking in a way that it's giving credit to artists who are, again, challenging this idea of image and text in a way that's both acknowledging history and also confronting the future and what's going to happen next. So I'd like to mention a few of the artists that I brought to this show and I thought were really interesting. I'll thank publicly Asaf Gamzu. He's the curator of the Israeli Cartoon Museum in Holon in Israel. He introduced me to Zev Engelmeyer and Shai Charka. So I'm grateful to him for just introducing me to new artists that I didn't know about. And if you see Zev Engelmeyer's work in the space, you'll see that he's using this collage technique where he's merging different areas, different centuries with biblical text, with, I mean, Hebrew from the Torah. And it's actually a lot of fun. We, as curators, had a lot of fun trying to figure out what he was trying to say by using biblical text and trying to translate Hebrew. And really, we were really exploring language, and we were really exploring images in a way that I think it's exciting that you're not jaded when you're looking at images that you might have seen before, but every time we looked at them, there was something new to learn that I found very, very fun and exciting. So I encourage everyone to definitely look at those images and maybe look again a second time and go with a friend or someone else and see, what do you think about that? Is this a pun, or is this serious, or what kind of experience are you having with it? Another artist I'd like to point out is Rutu Modan. We're very lucky to have pages from Exit Wounds, which is an Israeli graphic novel. And I think to really see the range in this show, you have to understand that it's not just graphic novels, and it's not just cartoons, and it's not just drawings. Like Joel mentioned, this is really a constellation, and I encourage you to really look at Rutu's work, especially tonight with the current events happening in Israel. I think she has a lot to say. It's obviously already done and it was already created, but her work is very relevant, and I find it quite interesting to read today. It was very powerful for me to choose the pages with the other curators, but I think especially today with the light of what's happening in Israel, maybe she can speak to other people as well, not just to us as curators. And then last but not least, I'd like to mention Ephraim Wench, an artist who's doing something completely different in a sense to our other artists and other comics in the show. He's showing image and text in almost a controlled, chaotic way, and I think it's very spunky and it's new and it's interesting. I think when I saw his work, it was first on Facebook, And for me, it really just jumped out at me, and it was something that I thought had a lot to say in conversation with the other artists and the other comics on view tonight. So I definitely encourage you to question text and image and the rich history that we just heard about, and what will happen next. So Jewish artists and Jewish comics, what will they do next? If they've already really been front and center throughout this very rich history, I wonder what they will bring to the table next. And I just encourage you to really think about that even in your personal life. If comics are able to portray everyday things like, going to work or talking to their friends, you could even, think of your own situations or experiences that could be documented in the future if you are an artist here tonight. I'd love to hear more about what you would think would be next in the future. And I'll close with that. Thank you everyone for coming, and we really look forward to hearing what you think about the exhibition that we put together.